In this video, I will be discussing the differences between the things that Gypsy Rose was born with and the things that she learned from her environment. We're going to start with a box that we're going to call Box A. And Box A is going to contain all the things that make Gypsy Rose Blanchard a dangerous person. Then in Box B, we're going to put the things that were learned. Not the things that she was born with, but the things that she learned. So let's start with Box A. First of all, we know for sure that she was born with a chromosomal deficiency. And we know what symptoms are associated with that. But what we don't know is what the effect of hydrocephalic situations have on the developing brain. We do know that they are prone to personality disorders, low intelligence, low learning ability, and hypersexuality. And I'm sure there are emotions in there that are hyper too. Not necessarily good ones. So anyway, so we have this, and we have the all the muscle problems and the the things that physically manifested in her deficiency. So that's A. Pretty simple, not a lot. And then you have B. Now, Box B is going to contain all the things that were learned by Gypsy rather than come from an organic source within her. Now, first of all, we have learning to fake seizures. And if you look at that little video of her as a child where she's wearing a green, looks like velvet type little jacket, she's kind of looking spaced out like, and then she drops to the floor. Well, I used to work a lot with people with seizure disorders, and I'm familiar with every kind of seizure that is in the whole spectrum of seizures that people have. That's what that looks like to me. So that's something she was being taught, how to fake symptoms and how to, maybe deflect attention so that her mother could steal when they were out in shopping places. And she, of course, was also taught to steal because they would put things underneath her or secrete it around her wheelchair. Now, that wasn't happening without her knowledge. So as you see, she was taught some pretty moralist kind of criminal kind of things, and that's not nice. And never, ever make a child lie for you. You teach children to lie, and it's all over. They are never going to have a real sense of security or reality. So the cruelty and all that stuff, that wasn't from Dee Dee. Dee Dee did everything she could to give Gypsy a wonderful life, even if it meant cheating and stealing and conning and all those nasty things, and including her daughter in it. But as soon as Gypsy reached 18, she could have left. Technically, she could have left earlier. But she didn't want to leave the con because she was getting these trips to Disney and everything else. Why was she going to give that up? Because it was immoral? Well, she wasn't taught what was moral. I mean, eventually we figure these things out whether we're taught them or not. But we have to want to. Gypsy doesn't want to. So let's keep those things separate. Let's not confuse them because it does us no good, and we end up with totally erroneous feelings about the situation based on misinformation and all kinds of stuff that is just not good. So I'll pick this up tomorrow, and we'll talk a little bit more about the difference between nature and nurture and in relation to Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Anyway, have a good night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.